Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm just going to do a quick video on how to make a fun, simple mission in DCS Mission Editor for anyone who's new to DCS or just wants to make a fun intercept style mission. So first of all, we're going to choose a enemy airbase. You could do any, it just doesn't matter. I think I'll just do the Air College, and we're going to click it and we're going to change it to red. So now this becomes the enemy airbase. And the airbase comes unpopulated, so there's not going to be any jets on parking or any helicopters in parking, no vehicles, no nothing. Um, so let me just populate it really fast, and I'll show you how to do that um, with static aircraft, and then I'll just skip to where I fully populate it. So yeah, so first we're going to go over here. We're going to go to add or modify static object. We're going to change it to Russia or whatever red faction you want to do, but Russia has the most vehicles. So for this video's sake, we're just going to do Russia. We're going to go planes. Let's do SU-27s, because why not? So we're going to click right on the parking, and it's going to spawn, and it's going to spawn facing directly north. You don't want that. That's going to look stupid. So what you do is click and hold the middle mouse button and go from the middle of the from the parking spot as you can and drag, and you see that degree mark. That's going to tell you where it needs to be heading up here. So 303, and now it is parked straight. Now I'm just going to hit Control C on it and Control V. Control V, skip a parking just to make it look realistic. Control V, Control V. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's how you do static objects. And you want to do static instead of units because it won't take up as much memory. It'll just perform better, and they're not going to do anything, and it looks good. So we have that. And now I'm just going to finish kind of populating the airbase. Okay, I just added some MiG-21s down here with a refueler car, make it look realistic. I mean, put some Su-33s up here, so I guess it's not that realistic, but just populated it a little bit. I left this parking space open because this is where I'll have the transport land, because it needs a bigger parking space, so when it lands it'll come park here. I mean, if it does. And the last thing to do here is just to add a SAM site. You could go here, which is the templates, and you can change it to Russia, and you could put any SAM template you want. For this sake, I'll just use an SA-6 because I don't want to get shot out of the sky far away. And SA-6s kind of suck. And you can move them around, you know, spread it out. Doesn't really matter. But when you try to move this one, oh, hello. When you try to move this one, it'll move the whole thing because it has that little number 1 symbol next to it. So if you want to just move this one, you hold Control and then it'll unlock it and you can move it around. So just put an SA-6 and we'll change this truck because this is just an unarmed truck. We'll change it to air defense. We'll do AAA. We'll do Zu-33 just so it has some AAA around it. Let's move that off the runway. So now we have our enemy base, and now we need to bring in our transport. So you kind of want to plan this around where your blue base is going to be because you want to have an intercept angle. So I'll kind of do this because our base will be somewhere here. So I'll kind of do this, and I want to make it far so we have like enough time. Usually like 140 nautical miles, so like right here. We'll grab a plane. It's Russia. Do transport as the name. And the big transport is the IL, sorry, I don't know why I scrolled down, IL-76. Put that here. And there it is. Now it's going to be facing north, and there's no heading. So the way you make it face to where you want to go is by putting a waypoint towards that. But first, where our turning point. So this is where it's going to spawn. There are a bunch of different options. Turning point is just spawning in the sky. That's what we want, and we want it at 35,000 feet. Let's just do Mach 0.7. Now we want our waypoints. We're going to hit add, and we want it to come here, but we also want an approach. So let's do an approach. The runway's there. We'll do right here. So now it will come to this waypoint. Now we want it to land. So we're going to put a waypoint here. We're going to change the type to landing. Now it's going to come over here. It's going to turn. It's going to start descending about, that's pretty far. Sorry about that. It's going to start descending about right there. So about 25 nautical miles. It's good. Maybe back it up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to make it in line with the runway as possible. Okay, cool. And now we need an escort. So we have our transport. We have it set to transport. That's the easy part. Now we need our escort, so we'll grab more. We'll put escort, and this one will be an escort task. We'll do SU, no, not SU-25s, SU-27s. And we'll just click and make sure that it's set to escort. Sometimes it resets, that's fine. And we're going to make it trained because we want to have fun, and I tend to find that Veteran Plus is not difficult, but just more of like a problem. For this mission, we're just trying to make it fun, so we'll make him trained. And for our starting altitude, we'll do 35,000 at Mach 0.7. So going the same pace. And now we're going to click this tab right here, this little circle with a dot in the middle. This is the plane armament screen. So this is how you change armaments and all your jets and stuff like that. And we'll just do this. That's fully loaded, but we're only bringing 2 jets. So, I mean, that's fine. And right here you can change your paint scheme, but I'll just leave it. And now we're going to hit add. We're going to go here, so it faces this direction. So it's kind of already keeping pace. Then we're going to hit advanced waypoint actions. We're going to click that, and we're going to click add. Perform task, we're going to hit escort. Now it's going to pull this up. We're going to hit group transport, so that's that group right here, and now we see this red line appear. Distance, we want it to trail by like 200 feet. Everything else, I mean, if you want an elevation change, you can do this. I'm not sure what interval means. It doesn't, I don't think it really matters. Engage distance, I'll change to not 500, but 50. And click check the air, so it engages literally anything. And yeah, so there's that. And then we'll add another jet. And this jet will face this way. Yeah, if we just click that waypoint. Okay, cool. And then I want to add another waypoint, so I'm going to go to this. This is waypoint 0. We want to be on waypoint 1 to where the escort is. I'm going to hit add. I'm going to go down to set option. I'm going to go to formation, and I want a finger 4 close. So this will mean it's kind of what it already is. It's closest formation, and I want finger 4. You could choose whatever you would like, but for this mission, I'll choose finger 4. And now they're going to be flying. Okay, so now we have our transport, which is good. Later we'll do the intercept, so once our jets pass a certain point, we'll have an intercept scramble to go meet us. But for now we're going to choose our base, so how far is this? This is good. We'll go with this base, so we're going to click it, change it to blue. So now it is a friendly base. And we're going to put us, so we're going to hit jet, we're going to change it to USA, and we'll do, just for the sake of this video, we'll name it player, player group. its task will be cap, and I could do the F-16, but I kind of want to do the F-18. So we're going to click, and I want it to take off from the parking. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to spawn in the air because it's turning point. So I want it to take off from ramp. This is how to take off from parking cold. You could do parking hot. I like to start it up. It's kind of like a scramble. It makes it more fun. Or you could have them take off from the runway. I'm just going to do ramp. We're going to go here. I'm going to make our armament. And you want to set your loadout before you give yourselves wingman. And how you give yourselves wingman is right here. You're going to click 2. So now you can transfer between 1 and 2. Or you can just click off and click on, and it'll go there. But I want 3 wingmen, and now we're all going to take off from parking cold. And you don't have to change the heading of these because it'll always face the way the parking is faced. So now we're going to go to static object. We're going to go find our F-16 or F-18. And then we're going to find that. We're going to click the parking space, move it up to find the approximate we'll just call it 330. It looks, call it 332, whatever. Control, paste it, paste another. We'll just do refueler. Change it to desert. Face it. So now we just kind of have like a refueler. More immersive. And you could populate the rest with jets and stuff in the parking, but I think for the sake of this video, we'll just keep it like this. And now waypoint, we're going to have them take off, and if you're controlling, it doesn't really matter. You can just put it, and this will give you like a reference of where to intercept. Or you could be complicated and go do messages of like the heading you should go and stuff, which is pretty easy. I can show that in a different video if you guys want, but I'm just going to do waypoints for the sake of this video. And now you're going to come back here, you're going to click 1, you're going to put player. Now you can change here, and you can change the skill level. I'm going to do random, because why not? So now your wingman will be random, but they all have your armament, and they all have your paint loadout. So now we have the angle of intercept, which is, yeah, about 53 miles. And now we're going to do our intercept. So we're going to go here, create trigger zone. I'm going to put that about here. I like quad point. I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to change that so that it's like a, kind of like a line. Because why not? And we'll just do intercept. This is about 40 miles from base, or about 25 from here. That's fine. We're going to click out of it. So now we have our intercept trigger, and we have it set to what we want. We're going to go back down here. Now we're going to make an enemy flight of, we'll just do MiG-21. So I'm going to clear up some space. We're going to go here, hit the jet, Russia, we'll do red, cap is fine, MiG-21. Do I want it to take off from, we'll do take off from parking hot, because runway they'll be really quick, but parking hot's fine. And we'll do long range patrol, and we'll do two of them. Now here's a problem. You see how this one is parked in a static object? I want it parked here, so just go right here to the park. You put it 43. I'm going to have it take off. It's going to take off. How far is this? That's pretty close. Okay, we'll just have it take off. Speed, just have it go as fast as possible. And then here, we're going to have them run here. And we'll have them climb to 25,000 at Mach 1. And you could go here and you could do perform task, and you could, or start en route task, and you could do search and engage group, which is what I'm going to do. Search and engage group player, which is what we named the group right here. Auto weapon, you can do that. So they're going to come and they're going to look for us, and they're going to engage wherever we are, which is what we want. But now we have to make it late activation, or it's just going to instantly do that. So to do that, we're going to click, we're going to do late activation. I forgot to change the group name, that's fine, just name it intercept. And now we need to make the trigger happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to here, which is set rules for trigger, new, name it intercept, new, come down to part of group in zone, player, which is our F18 group, zone intercept, it's the only zone we have, and then we're going to go to group activate intercept. You could also be cute, and you could go to message to coalition, no, not mark, message to coalition, blue, enemy MiGs inbound. You could obviously make it more realistic, but I'm just going to do that, and so it'll appear in the top for them to be cautious while the intercept is activated. Cool. I'm going to save. So now we have our intercept that will come while we go attack this group. And now the only thing left to do, I would say, is give ourselves an AWACS. So to give ourselves an AWACS, we go to US, name it AWACS, and an AWACS is either an E2 or an E3. I like the E3. It's this guy right here. E3, and we're going to hit add, and we're going to do about 10 nautical miles. We're going to hit that, and we're going to go back to waypoint 0, add on special waypoints, perform task, orbit. Now I want to do a circle orbit at about 437 knots, 35,000 feet. Now I just realized I forgot to set the spawn point, so that's fine. So we're going to go here. We're going to do 35,000 feet at 437 knots. And then waypoint 2, or waypoint 1, sorry, just make sure it's the same. And it usually would be if you set it before, but it's fine. So now we have an AWACS that's just going to circle, and the AWACS is far enough, I think. Let's check. Yeah, so it's far enough to where it's not going to engage the AWACS, just barely. We can move it back a little bit. That's fine. So now we're going to scramble, we're going to take off. The AI wingman will just follow you. You're going to come, you're going to intercept, fight them while MiG-21s come, and then you can RTB. If you get too close to the red airbase, then the SA-6 will fire on you. It's not too big of a problem, but yeah. Also, forgot to mention this. If you want to change the parameters of the mission, it's all up here. So for example, weather, if you wanted overcast and rain, you just click that. You can change your winds. Don't use the presets, it usually goes crazy. Time's up here, so you can change the time to 4:40 if you wanted. And then here is the briefing panel, so you can write down like the storyline if you wanted to, and you can write down tasks. It's all pretty self-explanatory. The trigger panel we went over, our trigger is set. Mission goals, this is only multiplayer, you don't need to worry about this. Also, multiplayer, don't really need to worry about this. This is the mission options. So everything you can kind of leave except external views. If you want to use those, you check those. F10 view options, so when you press F10, if you want the red to show up on your map, if you want to see the enemies, you can leave it on all. If not, you can put allies only. I think allies only is more immersive, so allies only. And then all this, you kind of just leave. And then down here, changing coalitions, also you don't have to worry about. That is how you make a simple and quick intercept mission. And if you want to see me play it, just let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video playing it. But